Plus refined stealth and combat that let you carve your own path. The world feels alive with dynamic seasons. Think cherry blossoms fading to icy winds, and animals like wolves and horses shaping your journey. Otsu's quest for revenge drives a non-linear story where you pick which gang member to hunt. Each choice rippling through the narrative.
Agent
The
Casey,
visuals
right?
built from scratch for next gen.
Sheriff Baker
Done
said
with
you'd be
aurora
coming
lit
by to
skies
take
and
over the
wet
case.
fields. Paired with a soulful soundtrack blending Ainu chants and shamisen strums. Lovers of Asian aesthetics buzzing
Saga
about the
Anderson.
cultural
I'll be
layers
leading this
and
case.
cultural depth.
Seems you already know my
Aesthetic
partner,
review
Alex
might feel
Casey.
too familiar. Pre-orders kick off May 2nd with a
Sorry
collector's
about that,
edition
ma'am.
of the Ghost
I'm
Mask
Deputy
replicating
Mulligan.
papercraft true.
I just
Your
figured
studio
that,
tape
you
looks
know,
like a
that
raw, gorgeous tale of vengeance. One that'll have you stalking foes through
Federal agents
snowstorms,
right here
haunted by
for
the
you.
weight of every kill.
My partner Thornton, down at crime
Exile is
scenes.
gearing up to be one of the
He's not
flashiest
what you
action
call the
films,
sharpest
promising
axe
a
in the shed.
high-octane blend of third-person gunplay and stylish melee action. Built on Unreal Engine 5 and part of Sony's China Hero project, the game instantly grabs attention with its sleek visuals and fluid
Were there any
character.
witnesses?
At its core, Exile
Yeah,
is all
couple
about
out-of-towners.
you dash,
I
leap,
wonder
and
what they
weave
were
through
doing sneaking
futuristic
around the
arenas,
woods at
switching
night.
between firearms and close-range weapons in the blink of an eye.
Not that we
The
have anything
combat
against
system
city
encourages
folk, right,
constant
Thornton?
motion and tactical improvisation.
But don't
letting
worry.
you chain together
Sheriff
ranged
Baker took them back
attacks
to
that
town a
have
while
most
ago.
maximum impact. Players step into the boots of a protagonist armed with a dual weapon loadout and a suite of special abilities that can be triggered mid-fight to turn the tide. Time. Whether you're blasting through waves of enemies or facing off against towering bosses,
I want to
every
see the body.
encounter is designed to
How do
test
we
your
get there?
reflexes
Oh,
and
sure,
strategy.
that's
The
real
game's
simple.
art direction leads
Just
into
through the
side
hole
by
in the
spectacle,
fence,
with
down
glowing
the hill
cityscapes,
towards the lake,
cannibal
around the old
monstrosities, and
convenience store.
explosive
I
effects
can't
lighting up the
miss.
screen. Each
Everything's
level
been
yields an
closed
impressive,
since the area was
intense
fenced
cinematic
off.
showdown.
The
While
store,
Exile
the
draws inspiration
campground,
from
all of
genre
it.
heavyweights, it carves out its own identity with a focus on momentum and player expression.
They got
The
it,
developers are
Thornton.
aiming for a gameplay loop that stays fresh, mixing fast-paced shooting with hack and slash flair. Early impressions from Devil
What can you
May
tell us
highlight
about
the
the
game's
crime
impressive
scene?
production values and satisfying combat flow, though some wonder if the spectacle can sustain itself over a full campaign. Still, with its commitment to adrenaline.
Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, you know, inside.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Shut up, Thornton. They can still hear you.
I need to think through the facts of the case. The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old. Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox. Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books. But he really hates the movies. I have to head back. Got things to do.
Good to see you still in one piece, Anderson. Forest can be a dangerous place.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next call. Hey.
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you. So, FBI, huh? That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob?
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Now this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. Now he didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Step 1. Examine the corpse. Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence? The killer left the heart right next to the body. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Ugh. Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about. Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting. Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale? Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here,
I bet there's more to that story.
but no happy ending.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message? Doesn't make sense. Was he killed here, or brought here after? For display? I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Hello, this is Agent Anderson and Agent Casey, FBI. We'd like to come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
The station heads are not currently available. Access is restricted without their permission.
Nice talking to you, too.
Anderson! Hey, let's get back to work over here, can we?
Locked. They really don't want people coming in here. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. I think that's everything. For now, at least. Boot prints, indicating multiple killers. Quite the party. They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake, before his murder. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something. This mug always cheers me up.
Up from the lake that's...
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me.
There's a piece of paper on the ground.
I didn't know trees got that big.
Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They could... A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading the words. These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here, someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us. on a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what. I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue. A witch with no heart. A strange echo of Al murder. Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative to do... what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control. Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
Hey, you made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the Bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the Bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
A lunchbox again. Who's leaving these out here? can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod? For a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
I want to walk around for a minute.
You know where to find me.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner. I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town. The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Hi.
That concludes our debate on whether pets should be allowed at this year's bake sale. For those of you just tuning in, you're listening to the Pat Maine Radio Hour, brought to you by Davis Family Moose Jerky. And boy, what an eventful day here in Bright Falls. By now, we've all seen the FBI setting up shop in town, and I'm sure you're all asking the same question I am. Did they bring all this darn rain with them? Deerfest is right around the corner, and we're all crossing our fingers for sunshine. So, I reached out to our top meteorologist for a weather update. She never responded, but I have her Uncle Tapio on the line from Waterville. Tapio, are you there? Yes. Great. And Tapio. Sword.
Welcome back, Anderson.
Hello.
Any interesting guests lately? Any good finds?
Zilch, but someone left a gross surprise under their bed for housekeeping? They were nuts.
So, that's what all that screaming was about?
Either that, or the couple on their honeymoon.
Oh dear. Cute.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi there!
So, how's that mystery business of yours going? We missed you at trivia night.
You did? How badly?
Stop avoiding the question, Mark.
When you guys said nothing ever happens in this town, you weren't kidding. Not on the surface, at least. Or...
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie?
How much have you had? Not enough. That's how much. Never
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time. We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. But it's slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can go ahead, Anderson. We'll be here.
How can you be so calm?
Corpses are part of the job. Can't dwell on it too much.
See you around.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found it. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Good to see you.
The cult of the tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists. The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with the murder. They were telling the truth.